Hi, Shiran Mlamdovsky Somech. Welcome to October 7. You are the founder of Generative AI for Good. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Ifat. Hi, everyone. It's a great honor to be here today. I'm Shiran Mlamdovsky Somech. I'm the founder of Generative AI for Good. We are leveraging the Gen AI technology to address severe social issues in a different domain by giving a voice to the voiceless. And today I will share with you what we achieved so far. I would like to share my screen.
So you have to ask.
Send a request.
Now, yeah, and now you can do it again.
Yes. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So actually, I coming from the tech industry, and I used to work with startup companies and multinational until more than 5 years ago already. Before the hype of the ChatGPT, the Gen AI, all of that, I had a crazy idea. I thought we can use this new birthing technology, the AI, to animate the face of women that are not with us anymore, women that has been murdered by their partners. And with this a bit insane or avant-garde, let's put it that way, idea in mind, I decided to quit my day job, put all my time, all my effort in this initiative. And after a few months, we launched a campaign called Listen to My Voice, where we brought virtually back to life 5 diverse women that has been murdered by their partners. And this became a tremendous success. It went very viral, represented the UN, NATO, International Forum. We won international awards, and above all, increased awareness of domestic violence and saved lives. And after I experienced firsthand the power of this technology, I decided that this is what I want to do for a living, continue to leverage technology to do good. And we worked with different organizations like March of the Living, Microsoft, the UN Women, and many more. And we saw that if we use the technology in a very responsible and sensitive and professional way, we can increase engagement, what will lead to emotion and empathy, and in the end will lead to action, really affect people. So far, we gave a voice to 30 silent voices around the world with about 60 million views and engagement. And also we presented and featured international leading forums from the UN, UN Women, NATO, IRA, March of the Living. We won pretty lately SIMA, the Social Impact Media Awards. It was very, very exciting about our latest project that I will share with you shortly. And everything we are doing is across sector, the diverse sector, from technology, the international, even religious and community, the academia and human rights, and many times focus on women's rights as well. We also become aware that many testimonies, like those silent voices, is not by accident being silent, right? Because we saw the audience and the public ignore some of those testimony, denied, minimize, refuse, and in some cases even inverted. Like we saw the victim inverted phenomenon. And we also
that's like what we experience. It's very similar, actually.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's all related, in the end. And we found out now that we are focusing on conflict since October 7th, so we saw that the world don't want to hear what's happened in here to the women that experience sexual violence, of course, not only women, but also in another conflicts around the world. So those victims, those survivors become silent. And according to the Women, Peace and Security framework that encourage survivor to she's calling those survivors for participation and prevention and protection and relief and recovery, we saw there is a tension between all of those. So, because if those survivors want to speak, they will deal with shame, bless you, and fear and stigma. And in some cases, also, they will have to deal with threats on their lives. And on the other side, if they will stay silent, so their voice and what's happened to them will be erased. And then we come with the idea of hearing their voices when we will encourage survivor to testify. But in some cases, and there we can give them a full autonomy, they can choose what they want to reveal. So they can speak up with their voice, with their words, but we can protect their faces using AI in a very sensitive and responsible way. So what we build a platform when we can keep the authentic testimony, the authentic words and voice, and we can protect their faces by creating a new faces alerted by AI. And so far, we worked with survivors from diverse conflict zones, as you can see here, from Rwanda, Iraq, Ukraine, Israel, Syria, and the latest one from Iran. And based on our experience, we saw something amazing. So the AI does two things, not only one. So the first one, to protect the women, the survivors, but it's doing another amazing thing. It also uses a mediator because it makes those content that many times become too graphic, too triggering, become more accessible to the public. So it's easy to the decision maker and it's easier to the public to watch those kind of testimonies. Because when you understand that what you see, like the voice is real, the words are real, the testimony is real, but the face is not her face, so it's become easier to watch those kind of content that you will see immediately. And everything we are built by 5 ethical governance pillars. Transparency, it's very important for us that the audience will understand exactly what is AI, what is real. And also we explain the rationale, why we have no other choice but using the AI, because if you want to speak, we need to protect her. Consent, we have consent from all participants, from all the survivor. And also in some cases, we worked with a real actress from Ukraine, in that case, that lent her face to the survivor. And this is, it's very unique and very exciting as well. Authenticity. So it's very important for us to make sure all those testimonies are real. And this is why we are working with international experts and also a dedicated expert from each domain, from each conflict. From example, from Rwanda, we work with organization named Sevota and the Kigali Genocide Memorial that I guess some of you are familiar with. Ukraine, we work with SIMA Ukraine and all other different organizations based on the relevant geographic conflict. Safety, two things. We work to protect the survivor life, but also to protect her mentally because it's very important for us not to trigger her again. And all the process, we work with translator and therapists and all the relevant team members. And non-discrimination, we bring in the different conflicts to the same forum. Now, I would love to share with you our main video, what we also presented in the UN in Geneva in last December, that we launched this project for the first time. So trigger warning, as you can imagine, we're going to watch content about sexual violence in conflict. So just take it into consideration.
There's no sound this side, by the way.
No sound?
No.
Ifat, can you hear or just you? No, you can't hear? Okay, sorry. Thank you for saying that.
I
So
thought
let me
there
share.
was no sound. Was there
No,
sound?
there is a sound, of course. So let me
Okay.
just share again the screen.
Thank you for getting that there should be sound, Leonid.
Yes, it's very, very important. Yeah, you don't have to start from the beginning, actually. Okay. Now, can you hear? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first testimony.
عمري 14 سنة، ففاتوا علينا وبلشوا يهددونا. كانوا سوريين ومكتوب على عدلاتهم الأمن العام. رجع فات واحد داعشي هو، مع ملثم مو مبينين غير عيونه.
umuryango wacu ubuzima bwaho bwari bwiza, twari abana 12, akaba ari ngewe wari umuhererezi. Abatutsi barimo guhigwa, ingo batangiye kuzitwika.
Ми щойно приїхали із відпустки, і на другий день почалася окупація. А 7 березня вони вже були у моєму домі.
كنت 10 سنين 9 حتى. احنا كنا عارفين انه راح يهجموا دواعش، بس ما كنا عارفين في اي يوم. كنا نايمين في الساعة تقريبا 1 في الليل او بين 1 و 2 صار اطلاق نار.
ב7 לאוקטובר קרה לנו הנורא מכל. חדרו מחבלים לקיבוץ כפר עזה, לא תסריט שאי פעם דמיינו אותו, פחד מוות.
Byari biteye ubwoba aho nagize ubwoba aho maze kubonera aho abantu bakubiswe barimo kuza, aho abantu barashwe amaguru barimo kuza.
أجبرونا نحن نغير ديانتنا، انتقلنا على سجن تحت الأرض. حتى داعش إجا وضربني وقال لي ليش تبكي على أمك؟ قلت له إني أنا صغيرة بدي أمي وهيك.
وقفني على شلحني وعي، ما في أي وسيلة يتواصل معه، وكان في مثل فريزة صغيرة على البرندة المسكرة. وقفني عليها وكثير ضربني، يعني كنت أنا كثير عم بصيح، فضربني كثير على وجهي حتى أسناني تأذوا من كثر الضرب اللي كان.
До мене прийшов один. Він штовхнув чоловіка у кухню, навів на мене автомат, його розстріляв з автомата чоловіка.
אנחנו שומעים צרחות, אל יהוד, אל יהוד. זהו, הם מעבר לדלת. הם רצחו את הבעל שלי נדב, ואז ראיתי שירו לים בפנים. הייתי בשוק, הייתי עמומה.
فكانوا بياخدونا هنا سوق النحاس، ما أعرف، أعتقد سموه سوق النحاس.
اليوم سوق وما ملكت أيمانكم، اليوم التوزيع. هو نسيتي وين؟
وبينزلوا على التليجرام وصفاتنا مواصفاتنا وكانوا بيبيعوها.
ואנחנו עוברים את הגדר, ואנחנו בעזה. וכשהגענו למנהרה ופגשנו 6 ישראליות, אז הבנו שבחלק פגעו בתקיפות מיניות אכזריות.
Заставили роздітись і почав гвалтувати.
وقفني على الفريزر وحاول يغتصبني. حاولت أن أقاوم بس صار يأذيني كثير كثير، صار يضربني.
بعد ما غبت عن الوعي صحيت على حالي، يعني إني مغتصبني. صحيت على الوجع وصحيت على يعني كل دم، ما كنت أقدر أمشي.
bakaturongora bakadusambanya. Babaga ari benshi, si umwe si babiri, kandi byabaga buri munsi buri munsi buri munsi buri munsi. Ubwo kandi nari mfite inda navanye Kabgayi.
ما كنت أعرف، بس فجأة يعني بطني كبر وحسيت الإشي كان بيتحرك ببطني بعد 5 شهور لما عرفت يعني إيش يعني حمل.
بعد ما اغتصبني طلع لبرا، في فوق 20 شخص بالبيت عم يهددوا أهلي وهيك. بدي يبين يعني.
So that's what we presented in the UN in Geneva, as you can see here. Also, it was a very powerful event. We gathered with the spiritual leader of the Druze community, Sheikh Muafak Tarif, and with a Yazidi survivor, Fauzi Amin Sido. She decided to join us. And we had leaders from different sectors, Microsoft director, diplomats, and even royalty members. And we were endorsed by 30 international human rights and women rights organizations as well. And this event we launched together with UNITAR, the UN Institute for Training and Research, and Kigali Genocide Memorial. And we got some media coverage as well. And one of the immediate impact that we saw, I thought that was very, very exciting as well, that survivors in such a small and conservative community like in Druze in Syria, after what's happened to them, after the sexual abuse, the sexual violence, they become a shame to their families and community. And not just fearing, they have a fear from the regime itself, but also they are should be afraid of honor killing as well. And what we saw here, and I think this is thanks to the collaboration with the Sheikh and his team, that this video became very, very viral in Syria. And as you can see in the right side, this is the avatar we created during the video, and it's become part of some memes in the social media channels. And then on the left side, we started to see a lot of influencers shares Noor's story, and they created a new avatar based on what we created, but this time she looked much more strong, much more powerful. And they were written in English, in Arabic, that Noor, you are a light, you are a sister. All the women suffering from sexual abuse, you are a sister. And for such a small and conservative community, this is a very, very big change. So this was part of the collaboration that we had with a different sector, and it was very, very unique and powerful. And as I mentioned earlier, lately we won the Social Impact Media Award by SIMA. It's LA-based organization. We won the Impact AI for the first time, the Impact AI Award. The latest testimony is from Iran, and we launched it last March as part of 3 Sides event of the CSW in New York. And it became very viral, also social media. It was 4 minutes video, and it gained more than 1 million views in less than 48 hours. And we got some media coverage, Iran International, Kayan Live, Kayan London, and others. But what we saw next, a month after, so we were under attack. Our project, especially the Iranian testimony, were under attack. And we saw even some Iranian officials trying to erase those testimony and call it Israeli propaganda. Because they know that their voice is very, very important, and they don't want the world to hear it. And for us, it was a very interesting lesson to see how the toxic machine is acting, and we were targeted by it. But as far as we understand, they did it because for them it was very, very sensitive, and they mentioned they didn't want the world to know. And what we are doing here, we are working in 2 layers. One is from above, working with the international forum, international leaders, decision makers, and also from the below, we're working with social media channels, the main public, and this is the power of this technology. Actually, we can present it to the decision maker that otherwise just read from a report, and many times don't get the right empathy for those important testimonies, but also from the below, because those videos have the power to be viral in social media and to be reposted and shared in different channels, different influencers. And I don't know if we have time for questions, but this is what we achieved so far with this project. Now we are working to collect more testimonies for a more conflict zone, because in the end, this is universal pain. And if we can present an universal pain, from our experience, we see there is more attention to it. It's not a political claim, it's come in a wider narrative. And this is true. This is what we deal here in the Middle East, and of course, not just in the Middle East as well.